Okay, my name is Steve Mackay. You won't believe it, we've just had a few attempts doing this recording. It's going to be a very short 5-10 minutes, so hang in there, don't abandon the recording and don't abandon the session. So just briefly want to talk about hot developments in engineering careers. And we've got Carol here in London and Emil keenly listening in to check that it's all going well. Emil's the programmer for the session. So Steve Mackay and Carol and Emil, our devil's advocates, I guess. So just briefly want to talk about hot developments in engineering jobs and then some of the trends, just to give you a few suggestions for your engineering career. Basically, big challenge today getting level 3 engineers, which are basically guys which have got about 10 to 15 years experience. There's lots of guys that just graduated. There's lots of guys that have been 30, 40 years in the industry, but perhaps not as technically adept as the 10 to 15-year-old guys are considered, 10 to 15-year-old years of experience. So that's inevitably why you get lots of migrant engineers satisfying. Migrant engineers often have the 10 to 15 years experience. Civil's biggest challenge area, shortage area there, and the electrical, mechanical, and structural engineers. Structural is always a very fine discipline, and believe me, very hard to find good structural engineers with 10 to 15 years experience. And naturally what happens if the consultants or the contractors can't get the engineers locally, whether it's in Perth, Australia, or London, or San Antonio in Texas, they will go offshore for the guys, either pass the work offshore, and that causes a little bit of friction. So it's quite an interesting problem. What do you want as an employer? Well, this is what you need to think about as a potential employee. They want career objectives clearly defined. No Mickey Mouse 2 weeks here and then 3 weeks there, but solid 1 to 2 year career episodes in a particular job where you're doing something meaningful. Solid, up-to-date work in terms of your career development, so courses, mentoring by experts, meaningful tasks, a track record on your CV which is consistent, so you're not hopping from one job to another with different sort of aspects in the job. And then, as I say, if you can't get local guys to go offshore, typical disciplines in demand obviously vary, but mechanical and structural engineers, very great demand, and structural particularly. And there's also certain growth in mechanical and electrical engineers, basically 10 to 15 years experience. Project skills always in demand, and the project manager is someone who actually is multidisciplinary, so be electrical, mechanical, civil, all together in one, perhaps, depending on the project. So there's a big shortage there. And again, 10 to 15 years experience, that is the sweet spot. Not many guys with that experience. And if you're a project manager with 10 to 15 years experience, the particular discipline isn't as important as having the project management skills. And if you look at government and very large companies, they often insist on some formal project management qualification, which can help. So very interesting growth there. Other areas are asset management, which is probably more maintenance. Because once you've built the project, the oil and gas plant, you need to maintain it. And environmental engineering, always solid, strong demand at graduate level. And as we said, electrical and structural. So just a few suggestions for you. If you're looking for a job, make sure that you've got the right qualification, Bachelor of Engineering Electrical, and then you've got strong career episodes in electrical engineering or instrumentation. Try and join a professional body which you're involved with. Make sure that your company that you work for is enhancing your skills, and you've got some sort of track record here. Make sure you have continuing education. And as I said earlier on, make sure you're not hopping from one job to another. Your CV shows a nice, solid career with each employer. And basically try and hang in with the one employer for more than a year. Enthusiasm and try, not always possible, but it's always a good little warm fuzzy stamp to actually have your career approved with a chartered professional engineer or a chartered technologist or professional technologist or technologist, registered incorporated engineer. Those are always very warm and fuzzy, makes employer feel that you have got the right experience, qualifications, and you're part of a recognized institution. So, just final comments here. Make sure your career objectives are clear. Make sure your CV is matched to the job. You don't just get one generic CV for every possible job. You actually have to match it to the job. And as I said, to be true, then it is too good to be true. So watch out for that. You may be jumping into the fire.